Kar Hala, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Brakatahawa, Brakatahawa Shai, Brakatahawa, Brakatahawa Shai, Brakatahawa, Brakatahawa Shai, the water above the ball called Kadash. I like to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teach this truth, 100% truth. Do a quick lesson today. It's supposed to be a follow-up to another lesson I did earlier, but I guess I didn't have the phone set on record, so they didn't record it. But it's no problem. So everything's through the spirit anyhow. So actually, the lesson that I had intended to do, or that I'm going to follow up now, is about this truth. It's not all sweet. It's not all good all the time. Just like any medicine, it has to be bitter. A lot of the bitter is a lot of times what work. A lot of people come into this truth that thinking that everything's gonna be all sweet. You finally realize you're an Israelite. You know where you come from, and you know your customs and all that, and your true heritage. But it's a role you have to play, and this Bible cuts, man. It's not only out being put out, this truth going out. It's not only to cut these Edomites, but it's to cut you Israelites as well, man. It's to humble you. Because, we've been raised up here in Babylon the Great, and everything about us is vanity, man. We've been raised up to be nothing but vain human beings, man, human species. And it goes all the way back to King Solomon, King Solomon, he was the wisest man in the world, the richest man ever. He had everything that a man could want. And King Solomon said, man, all that, I had all the pleasures in the world and everything else that can go along with it. And really, all that is vanity at the end of the day. All that is vanity. All these things outside of us is vanity. And so we have to keep that in mind, man, in this truth, not to have that vain spirit, because that vain spirit, man, it will destroy you. It will get you destroyed. And, a lot of people in this truth, because they find out the Israelites, we have, like the Lord owe us something, really he already gave you life, Let's just kind of focus on that. Jake get all ahead of themselves, but he gave you life. He could have easily took you away from here before you found out who you are, because some of the vain and fucked up things we have done in this world prior to getting where we're at right now, And we blessed that Yahweh Shai went on the cross and made that ultimate sacrifice for us. So, he don't owe us anything, Everything that we have, we owe him. We have to pay him back for, the sacrifice that he have made and paying our bounty to free us up, that we can be delivered and filled with the Holy Ghost, with the Mashiach, during this time that we in. And that's what comforts us. So a lot of people in Israel, man, the vanity, man, is taking them over, A lot of Jakes, you see them with their proud spirit, they know they're Israel, and a lot of these groups, they're very they're very high on their pride. And we shouldn't have shit to be proud of, man. We still in these filthy bodies, man. We still in this filthy world, in this society, man. We haven't even gotten to the hard part yet. Right now, shit is sweet. Shit is real sweet right now. But shit's about to get real ugly real soon, and we're going to have to rely on nothing but our faith, man. Our faith is the only thing that's going to be carry us through in that time, because we're not going to be able to do nothing. That beautiful, vain, proud spirit you see a lot of Israelites walking around or on video with, they got the head wraps on, or Jake got the costumes on, or they got the fringes on their t-shirts, and cussing out Edomites and all that right now. But this shit's gonna get real ugly real soon, man. And we're gonna have to rely on our faith. And our faith is what's going to have to deliver us, man, wholeheartedly. Nothing that we're gonna be able to do physically, but what we do spiritually is what's gonna determine our salvation. So, Jake gotta lose that proud spirit. But, if it's not, That's part of the 2/3. You know, this truth is not for everybody, because part of this truth is the transformation, man. That transformation humbles you. It tells you, you know, it breaks you all the way down to nothing, to where you're supposed to be, and let the Lord rebuild you up within his true image. Yahweh Shai, man, when he went on the cross, the whole time he was here, man, he was always humble, man. Nothing about it was proud. You know, it's about uplifting, doing the work on the will of his Father. You know, and like I say, he got down and he washed his apostles' feet. So we have to lose that proud spirit, man. Let me hit a few precepts to kind of go along with this lesson. I'm going to go to Prophet Jeremiah, chapter 15, verse 18. Why is my pain perpetual and my wound incurable, which refuses to be healed? Wilt thou all together unto me as a liar and as waters that fail? And so a lot of Israelites, man, you know, they're not going to be able to endure, because they're not going to be able, because Jake wants his and he wants it right now, you know. You know, you find a lot of women in this truth. I think it's one of the women that's on GMS South Carolina. She had, I guess she had made a comment, you know, what if the women pull out of this truth? You know, all the Israelite women pull back out of this truth, man. And that's a vain-ass spirit to be making, man. Who are you to question whether the women pull the hell out of this truth? And then pull the hell out, you know? That's on you. We are responsible for our own salvation. And the jobs of the prophets is just to prophesy, man, to give you this truth. And whether this truth is sweet or whether it's going to be very bitter and sour, you know, so be it. But we're supposed to give it out how the Lord had prepared it, man, how he prepared this meal. And a lot of Jake don't like the bitter part, man. They don't like the part that's ugly, that tell them a woman's supposed to be in her place, you know. She's supposed to be up under a man. She's supposed to remain silent. Let the older women teach the younger women, you know. The woman is not supposed to lead. And that's the bitter part. Because women in the society has been raised to think that they're supposed to be in charge, or they're supposed to be right there on the front lines along with the man. No, that's not what the Lord said, man. She has a purpose. She has a very useful purpose in Israel, man, within this gospel. And her main thing is just being the support system to the men of Israel, man, being a helpmate and helping the other sisters out. Doing that. Not overstepping her boundaries, man, getting in the way so the man can't do what he's not supposed to do. And that's the problem with a lot of our women in Israel. And I'm going to say the same thing for the brothers too, you know, women and the men. You got brothers out here just so goddamn vain, man, that you can't tell them anything. You know, the elders try to rebuke them or correct them. And a lot of these Jakes don't want to hear it. You know, a lot of these camps, you know, they get real offended because they got that female spirit on them, man. That matriarchal spirit that's all over them from here in Babylon, you know, being raised here in Babylon. So a lot of our people, just because they know they're Israel, they refuse. They want the sweet part, but they don't want to go through the bitter part. The bitter part is to play your position, man, whatever the Lord requires you to do. The women have their position, and the man has his position. Me, I hate being on the camera or being out here, you know, speaking out. I'm not that eloquent of a speaker, man. I'm like Moses was. You like it, you know, I don't speak well. You know, I stutter when I speak sometime, and, you know, but if the Lord gave you that lot or that position of what he wants you to do, you know, you have to do it with all humility, man. You know, it's not about being proud. It's not, because the Lord only uses us as a vessel. The only thing we are is just vessels, man. Anything that comes out is not of us. It's through the Most High power, man. Through Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And Jake had to get that through their mind, man. This shit is nothing about doing. Forget, you know, Salaki for saying shit, but this gospel or this truth that's going out is nothing of our doing. All this is through the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, and through the Holy Spirit, the Hamashiach. We're going to go to the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 13 through 18. And this is a lot of the problem right here. For if ye live after the flesh, ye shall die. But if we through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, ye shall live. A lot of jakes still want to live through the flesh, man. You have to kill the flesh in order to receive the Spirit. A lot of jake don't want to separate from their flesh. No, hell with anything in this society, man. The fashion of this world and all these other things is with it. Of course, we want to shine, we want to bling, but we have to let that shit go, man, because our main purpose should be doing the gospel, the will of the Lord, man. Verse 14, for as many are led by the Spirit of Yahweh, they are the sons of Yahweh. They are the sons of God. For ye have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but ye have received the spirit of the adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father. So we cry to the Most High Power, man. So that's why, a lot of times you have to go through pain, man, just to realize that you sometimes still alive, because if not, the shit get monotonous. Sometimes until you get a little bit of pain and you start to think back, it brings you back to life again, and sometimes our affliction, man, has to remind us of who we are, man. We are nothing, man, in this world. So that affliction that you go through is to wake you the hell up and get back on point, man. That ass whooping is to direct you back on the right path which you should be going. Verse 16, the Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh. And verse 17, and if the children, then heirs of Yahweh, and joint heirs with Yahushua, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. See, same way where Yahushua had to go with what he went through, man. He was marred worse than any man has ever been. And, all the humility and the humiliation and all those things he had to go through. And who are we, So there's a little bit of affliction and things that we go through, man. It's just showing that the Father showing us love, man. He's trying to get us corrected so that we can receive those new bodies, man. Separate us from this old flesh that we're going to take on the new flesh. That's where the transformation begins. Just like any sports, any activity, man, in order for you to get to that next level, man, you have to kill part of that body, man. Going in the weight room, hitting the weights, man, and destroying muscle and letting that muscle being destroyed, you fill it back with protein and lactic acids so that muscle can reboot itself and regrow and come back a whole new different person, man, by the time that football season start again. You're looking like a whole nother person out there. So same thing with this truth, man. Once we start to digest and get more into this truth, you start fasting in prayer and meditating on the word, your body starts to begin the transformation process, And, with words, words are like spells, man. You can almost change your DNA through certain type of words that you say and things that you manifest on. So we manifesting and we eating this gospel every day. A high calorie diet, a high calorie, vitamin, nutrient filled gospel. It's going to create a transformation within you. So it's going to kill off a lot of all that dead access stuff that our body has been exposed to over the years before we came into this truth. And it starts creating a new man. Verse 18, for I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed unto us. So there's a little bit of suffering you're going through, man. It's nothing compared to the glory that's going to be awaiting us, man. That promise that was spoken of, about our inheritance, being joint heirs with Yahushua, man. We're going to have rule over the whole world, man, the whole planet, the solar system. The Lord said in his house are many mansions, man. In his mansions are many rooms. Shalakia. We talking about being immortals on the earth, man. All these other nations coming in to pay homage to our Lord, and we're going to be judges and rulers over the earth. They're going to bring tributary to us, man. We're going to get our rest, and these other nations going to look at us like gods, man. Lower level gods. And we're going to finish off last precept. It's going to be Hebrews chapter 12, verse 11. Now, no chastening for the present, something to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward is yieldeth and perceivable fruit of righteousness unto them that are exercised thereby. Let me go back over it again. For now chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, but grievous. Nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit for the righteous unto them which are exercised thereby. So, right now, we catching hell. Of course, we at the bottom. But shit ain't hard yet. It really hadn't got difficult. He has his pressure on our neck, but he ain't really began to start applying full pressure. And a lot of that's where we're gonna really be tested during that time. Same as Yahushua, he was tested on the cross. He could have easily flipped the switch, call on the angels to come down and put in that work, but he went through the trials that he had to go through. He endured to the end. Even all that pressure was on him, man. He knew what was about to happen to him. When he went up there on the mountain and he cried out to the Father, man, if it's your will, take this cup away from me. But he knew at the end he had to go through what he had to go through, man. When they came, he let them take him in arms, let them publicly humiliate him, scourge him, put him through all type of hell, but yet he endured. And so this little bit of thing that we're about to go through, this trial we're about to go through, it's nothing compared to what Yahushua went through. But at the same time, we have to go through it, man. We have to take that road as well. So it's going to be a lot of bitterness, man. A lot of correction going on, and Jake don't like correction, man. Jake do not like correction. Jake has so been transformed being here in Babylon the Great to be able to do what the hell you want to do, as long as you abide by Esau-Edom rules, You can break all the commandments you want to, but just don't break Esau-Edom rules, that he have over you. And we have to discipline ourselves, man, be obedient to these laws, statutes, commandments that was given to us to the best of our ability. Though we can't do it 100%, we do it to the best of our abilities, man. And that's going to be the bitter part, man. Not partaking and doing the things that you normally or used to do prior to you coming in this truth. But that's pretty much it, man. I just, like I said, I want to throw a few precepts. Lord will was edifying. With that, say shalom.